question. Steve?
Coach, a lot of people got a chance to play tonight. I mean, how would you kind of characterize the game and the swings you guys took?
Yeah, I thought it was, when you jump out there and score 7 in the first, and these games, they actually, they can be tricky sometimes. And so coming out after big weekends and then playing midweeks, I was happy with our focus level and energy level. And, getting a lead there lets you play a little more relaxed and let a lot of guys play, which is good for the team.
Robbie?
Didn't see Ace Reese tonight. Do you have an update on his status? Why didn't he play?
Yeah, he's just in, he'll be back by the weekend, so he'll be good to go.
Ben?
Obviously, learned a lot this year about Noah Sullivan, the hitter, but Noah Sullivan, the pitcher, has been shown out in the couple starts that he's had these last couple of midweeks. So what are you seeing out of him?
Competing, he doesn't throw the hardest, but he really throws 3 or 4 pitches for strikes, and he competes and he makes pitches, and he's given us some solid efforts on the midweeks, for us today, a lot of our weekend guys didn't have to throw, which I think will be huge by the time we get to the weekend. So he gives us a good start and out the door, and I thought Manel was good, and I thought Duke Stone was really good there at the end. We need Duke. Duke's a very talented young guy.
Steve?
You guys had to lift Noah Stevens after just kind of one hitter there. What did you see there?
It's not his arm, it was his back had tightened up. He just looked uncomfortable, so we just didn't want him to throw. So he's fine. His back was tight before the game, but it didn't bother him during the game, just when he got out there to pitch.
Dave?
What is it you like that Gatlin's bringing to the game, both with the glove and in the bat?
Just a steady performance. I think we got a nice combination there with some of those guys, with Sawyer Reeves too. I think Sawyer's given us some good at-bats, and it was kind of nice to get Sawyer out there to play tonight.
Robbie?
You talked a little bit about Dylan. I think it was last week when you talked about just the plate appearances he's given you. What have you seen as a big difference from him from year 1 to year 2? And you look up, he's leading the team, I think, in OVP, and you talked about he's just having those long, lengthy at-bats, giving you good at-bats. What's been the difference this year?
I think he's seeing it a lot better. I just feel like he's taking a lot of tough pitches, and you're right, he's given us a lot in that 9-hole. I thought the at-bat against Texas in the last game in the 9th. And I had Nolan Stevens ready to pinch hit, but I'm like, what were we? 3 down, not 2 down, and I needed that guy on base. I felt like Dylan Cupp was going to get on base, and he did. So he's worked hard at it. He's playing really well, and another good night for him.
Ben?
It can be tough sometimes when the pitchers are not throwing particularly hard to, stay patient and accept so many walks. But you guys took 12 walks as a team tonight. So what were sort of some of the keys behind that approach and just?
Well, I just think trying not to get yourself out tonight. And I felt like, in some ways, different than probably last weekend, you're not worried about being with 2 strikes because you feel like you can get a little more with 2 strikes. Just with some of the stuff, they were able to sit in there a little bit longer, and you end up seeing more pitches.
Take a few more, Steve.
You talk about these midweek games kind of being funky. Sometimes these SWAC teams come in with the junk ballers and change-up guys, but you guys were really aggressive. I think it was 5 straight hits to open the game. How important was it, number one, to get the timing right and then get the big start?
Yeah, I think that was, like I said, these games make me as nervous as some of the weekends, because I think last year we were down 5-0 for about 4 innings against Jackson State. And they're going to do great in their league. They got a good ball club. But it's huge to get that lead because you can, I was able to get, I really wanted to get Mikey O'Brien some at-bats. I feel like we're going to need him here. And, Bryce was able to have 2 good at-bats, come out, get some rest, and get some other guys ready. Sawyer Reeves got some at-bats, Garrett Fry, those are guys that we're really leaning on, we're going to need.
Doug?
Coach, Joe Powell he's got off to a little bit of a slower start seemingly than last year when he was back in baseball for the first time. What do you see there? What do you think he needs to do the rest of this year?
Offensively, just shorten up a little bit. It's been a little long. And I think he shortened up on the last at bat. It was nice to see. I think he's been pressing a little bit too because he hadn't had as many hits as he liked. So, but he's catching good. I think that's a big, especially tonight. These guys really, their best thing they do is steal bases, and so he's a good guy to have in a midweek to be able to run out there and catch.
We'll wrap it up with Steve and then Robbie.
I know you guys don't do a lot of advanced scouting, but big road series against Oklahoma. What do you need to see from your club this weekend?
Yeah, competing in every moment. I think it's going to be a great series. They're good. I think they're top 10. And we've watched them. We've been watching all week. It's kind of the focus. So they got some really good arms on that pitching staff and play real athletic. So we're going to have to bring our A game and go back and get us some wins in this league.
Rob.
When you look back at that series, it wasn't like it's 15-0, 15-2 or something. You're right in it. You have a chance in the last inning. How close did you feel like your team was to having that going from getting swept to maybe even sweeping or winning that series?
We talked about it a long time today as a group, and we feel like you're close, but close doesn't win, right? And the message was we got to do more, collectively more. Not a lot more, but we just got to do a little bit more. We got to be better in the bigger moments, and that's where I tip my hat to Texas. They made pitches. They made. I feel like they made great plays, especially late in the game. All 3 games there was a big play in the last inning, and then they got a couple big hits. I mean, we've pulled every number from that weekend, and it's amazing. It makes you want to puke, but the reality is they outplayed us, and that's the challenge to us as a coaching staff and as the players is we got to do a little bit more. Because Texas, I mean, that's the best team we've played all year. I'll say that about Texas. I thought they were really good, but I still feel like we're really good. We have to prove it between the lines, and that's all that matters.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Robbie.
Noah, we talked to you a lot about what you've done at the plate. Hadn't got a chance to talk a whole lot about your outings on the mound. A couple of scoreless appearances now for you. I know this isn't anything new to you, but I mean, how have you felt like you've added to this team in that regard the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, the big part is saving innings for like our big time guys that throw Friday, Saturday, Sunday, especially in the pen. They have really big weekends. This past weekend, this upcoming weekend is huge for us. So any way I can to save innings for those guys and to keep the weight off for the bullpen is huge.
Steve.
Gatlin, you were the 4th starting second baseman, and if memory serves me correct, you've reached base in every game. I think you're on an 8-game hitting streak right now. What's it been like to sit, and then now that you're in the lineup, do you feel pressure, or are you just kind of settling in, being yourself?
I'm just kind of settling in. We got a deep lineup, so it's just like stay ready every day because we got a lot of good guys coming off the bench. But more at bats have been good and just getting into a groove.
Ben.
Yeah, along similar lines, Gatlin, there are a lot of capable middle infielders on this team. So what do you feel like you've done here to separate yourself and keep earning that starting spot every day?
I think my defense, just playing good defense every day.
Steve.
Noah, you've been in this team. You're Bulldog now. I mean, you've been here long enough that you're one of the leaders on this team. When you see some of these younger guys go in there and get ABs, maybe have some success, even if it's working for a walk, I mean, what's kind of your message to them to kind of encourage them and keep them engaged?
No matter what, every at bat matters. Up and down the lineup, we need good at bats no matter what, and you can't give at bats away because it just means so much.
Sam.
No, it was just a couple days ago when the team had the tough sweep against Texas. What was just kind of the message or the theme of these last couple of days and into tonight?
We've been playing really good ball. We've been doing the right things. We have to make one more pitch. We got to field the ball a little better. I gotta come up with a big hit. And it's the entire team. It's not just my fault. It's not just one pitcher's fault. It's up and down the lineup. It's throughout our entire roster that we just need to be that much cleaner.
Doug.
Gatlin, Steve was talking about that there's been 4 different second basemen this year, and I posed this question before. Can you talk a little bit about how you guys handle the competition and the camaraderie? How do you keep those balanced?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it makes each of us better. The competition in practice every day and just knowing that if you don't get the job done, someone else will. So it just pushes you even more.
Robbie.
Noah, you played baseball for a long time, I know, and you know how quickly it can turn. Tough start to the SEC schedule, but you can get right back in it this weekend. I mean, what's your message to some of the guys to get back on track, I guess?
There's 30 games, luckily. 3 games isn't the end of the world, even though it may seem that way to a lot of people. We're a really good ball club. We have a lot of really good players. We've been playing really good baseball the past, probably ever since Southern Miss that first midweek. And we're just, as annoying as it is, we're all saying it, we're really close, but we just have to be that much cleaner.
David.
Gatlin playing second base here, whether it's straight up or a shifted defense, are there any tricks to playing second at the no field?
I don't think so. No.
Steve.
Noah, sometimes going on the road can be a good thing for a club. Kind of, playing here is a lot of fun, but a lot of pressure here too. So sometimes going on the road can kind of loosen the club. Kind of what's the outlook of this club as you guys prepare for the first SEC road trip?
We have a lot to prove. There's a lot that we haven't shown to everybody. Like I've said plenty of times, we are really good. We're one pitch away, we're one swing away from being 3-0 or 2-1, and everybody's living high on life instead of being, oh crap, we're 0-3, let's hit the panic button. But we haven't done that. We got to lock in on the small details and just be a little cleaner.
You got time for a couple more. Steve?
Yeah, I noticed you like going backside a lot too. I mean, obviously you're a trained hitter in that respect. Situational hitting kind of seems to be a strong suit for you. Where does that kind of come from?
Just more at bats. You know, I've had 2 years under my belt, so like 400 at bats, and just learning more about the game and counts and where runners are and what pitches you're going to get when there's runners on second and stuff. So just staying up the middle and backside always helps with what pitches you're going to see and the different kind of pitches that you'll see.
Anything else? Thanks, guys.
Appreciate y'all.